Hi and welcome to those who've just joined us. Thank you for joining us for our content and creation and digital film presentation this afternoon. This session is going to be presented by Yang and Connor, who are two of our tutors in the media department. Throughout the session, please feel free to use the Q&A box to the right of your screen, ask as many questions as you have, and we'll do our best to answer them at the end of the session. Now I'd like to introduce you to Yang. Hi, Yang.
Hi, I'm Yang Roberts. So I'm one of the media tutors within the film and TV department, but I also work with animation design, that side of things. So I've got a degree in media studies and production, and I've worked with various marketing like design companies and dealing with their advertising, their promotional videos, print and videos, if anything. So I've got the industry experience, but I've also been teaching for the last 12 years. So if anything, I know where and how to get you through sort of like the experience and the contacts, and also with the team that I work with, will get you to where you need to be over the next year, 2 years that you're with us. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'll pass you over to Connor as well.
Hi everyone, my name's Connor Hanifian. I'm also a creative media tutor at the Manchester College. Myself and Yang are based at the Sheena Simon campus, where we deliver the UAL course, and Yang will talk a bit about that in a moment. Little bit about me: I have done a degree in media production and followed that up with a 4th year of study to complete a master's in wildlife filmmaking. So my career prior to teaching was within the media industry in various different roles as an actor. I've directed some productions, I've been a scriptwriter and production assistant. I've researched documentaries and various other roles, which I think is very important to be able to discuss with the students on the course. So yeah, I'll pass you back to Yang for the rest of our talk.
Okay, so hang on a second. So apologies, my internet seems to have decided to collapse on me a little there. But this is an introduction to the creative media production, content creation, digital film production, game and graphics courses that we're going to be doing with you guys over the next year, 2 years. And I'm saying a year to 2 years because it depends on what level you join us at. But also if you're doing the level 3, level 2, and actually after the first year on the level 3, it may be that you decide to, me and Connor, that actually education isn't for you, you want to get into the industry. We will help you to go for like the higher apprenticeships or in an internship. But we're hoping you'll stay with us for the 2 years, because obviously the fact that we're joined partnership with Pi Analysis is like one of those amazing things that will help you get onto wherever you need to be within the media industry. So yeah, a little bit about the courses that we teach. If anything, we've got, so these are the various specialisms that we're going to go through with you. So our first one is what myself and Connor will be doing with you, is digital content creation, but it's with the awarding body UAL, or University Arts London. Now you will have heard of BTEC, you will have heard of AQA. UAL are just an awarding body that do the courses similar to an A-level or an extended diploma at that level, so at level 3. The course in itself, especially level 3, is over 2 years, but you can go into it for your first year, and it's 8 units, very similar to the level 2. So what I'm going to talk about next is about the level 2 and the year 1 of the level 3. So the structure works as 8 units, and the first 4 units all about skills building. So regardless of if you're on level 2 or level 3, it's all about the skills building. You may know, well, apologies, you may come to us not knowing anything about media, not having done media before at school, because we're aware that some of you haven't done it and some of you have. but we will teach you those skills. So in Premiere Pro, the basics of Premiere Pro, how to frame properly, how to edit, how to sort of like kind of analyze things, how to research, use Photoshop. So it's all industry kind of software that you'll be using, but also the skills to be able to create amazing footage and content. And because we are working with Pi Analysis, you will get a chance to work on briefs from themselves that may end up going into your portfolio. So yeah, units 1 to 4 all about skills building. Unit 5, 6 and 7, and this is regardless of level 2 or level 3 at the first year. Those are all about kind of more going into specialisms of anything and building up on those skills. So they're audio, visual and interactive units. So what we will be producing media product wise will be related to visual or audio, so it could be podcasting, or the interactive side, so it could be web sort of like site building, or it could be about the social media side. And then because of Pi Analysis, it will be more social media and content development for there. Final unit for level 2 and level 3 of the year 1 is unit 8, and that's what we call our final major project. This is where you have free control. We hand it over to you and you produce something that you want to actually create. So it may be that you come to myself and Connor and go, I want to create a documentary. That's fine. If you want to create a script, that's fine by us, or a music video. We mentor you through it to get to that high grade. So unit 8 is graded at pass merit distinction, and it's what you get over the level 2 or your first year of the UAL course. Units 1 to 7 are pass or referral graded, but you've got to pass all 7 units to get to unit 8. So moving on, if you pass your level 2 and you want to progress, you'll be coming on to the first year of level 3. And obviously if you pass your year 1, we would like it if you got a merit or distinction, but obviously we kind of have students who have exceptional circumstances, and we will give you that chance to develop those skills into the year 2 if that is the case. But merit or distinctions would be brilliant. Coming into the year 2, we are filled with 5 units, and we need to complete units 9 to 12 to get to complete unit 13. Now units 9 to 12 are graded at pass or referral. And what we do is very much live promotional kind of products, working with clients. That's where we will be building your more industry skills, and you're probably working with Pi Analysis a lot more for those 2 units. For units 9 and 10. Unit 11 is all about you as well. We're kind of there for progression. So it may be that you decide to go to university. We'll help you with your UCAS form, your personal statements and what have you. Portfolio building, because that's the most important thing when it comes to you leaving us. We want you to have an amazing portfolio to be able to go into the industry or go to university or the higher apprenticeships. Unit 12, specialist study, so that's kind of your precursor to your unit 13 final major project. And unit 13 is what is going to get you that pass merit distinction for the whole 2 years of your level 3 course. So this is where you're going to have to throw all your skills that we've taught you, as well as what Pi Analysis have taught you as well, and all the projects that you've ever done with us into that last unit to get the highest grade possible. So if you get a merit, you'll end up with a merit overall over the 2 years. And if you come out with a distinction, then that's amazing. So you'll come out with a distinction. What's nice is, even though you might consider it as an extended diploma, and those of you that have heard of A-levels or maybe considering A-levels, you've got to think that with A-levels, you're there for 2 years. You've got to go through those 2 years before you get your grade. Now with us, you can do your first year and you'll come out with what is equivalent to 1 A-level. But if you stay on for the whole 2 years, your pass is equivalent to what is graded at a C, and your merit is graded at a B, and your distinction is equivalent to your A stars. So, you know, this is a course that will get you equivalent to 3 A stars or A's, or 3 B's or 3 C's. So yeah, it's nice because you come out with all those industry skills as well as like a grade that actually will work towards to get you to that distinction. So yeah, digital content creation, this is what myself and Connor will be doing: studio shoots, single multi-camera setups. We'll even take you to go watch Countdown at Media City to show you how multi-camera setups work too. And obviously you're going to kind of deal with all the planning, research side of things and editing. So we're going to teach you that. We always say it's a fun course, but you know, you've still got to make sure that you know the kind of concepts and the contextual side. Otherwise you're producing content that doesn't work for your target audience. So yeah, that's pretty much the digital content creation side. I'm going to move on. So our next part is the broadcast, film and television. We have our other tutors, Louise and Craig, who work with us on this side, and Daniel as well. He'll be helping teach with the film, photography, documentary and journalism, podcast creation and print. And we say print, it's a dying form that everyone says, but actually we want you to understand where, you know, your media comes from. So back in the day, you know, contextually wise, you've got to understand that you found out and communicated via print. So we're going to make you produce things all the way through, because it may be that it might come back in fashion. You never know. So yeah, broadcast, film and television. That's what we're going to do with you there. Now, games development is one where our other tutors in the media department, so this will be Gio, Ben and Katie, and Logan, who will teach you these side of things, and it's the 3D modeling, 2D asset production, concept art, game production, storytelling and narrative, and compositioning and visual effects. So they are our other tutors within the media department that will teach you this side of things if you wanted to go for the more games development. But within Sheena, myself and Connor will be doing more digital content, video production, broadcast and TV. But if you do want to join Katie and Ben to find out a little bit more about them, you can do. They're in the next Couch to College, so you've still got time to sort of like book onto that to check out what they do if you want to. But ours is more digital content, broadcast, film and TV, so the documentaries, the adverts, that side of things. Again, motion design and animation. We will be teaching you bits of motion graphics as well, bit of After Effects, but if you want to do the more animation side, again, book into the next one to find out a little bit more if you want to. They're also partnered with an employer called Flow, and they get to do like fun stuff for the animation side as well. Digital design communication, so again, they're partnered with Creative Cow for the design and graphic side of things. So they get to do branding, marketing, typography. We do a bit of marketing and branding within ours, but not massively, but we will show you because that's a bit more my background as well. So, and also within Pie Analysis, you'll get that chance to do a little bit of that. Again, digital art, animation, film, VFX, games. That's another one that you can do with the likes of Katie, Gio and Ben. We do bits of that as well. But again, more digital content design for us. So yeah, work experience wise, this is what we've kind of people that we've worked with, and as you can see, there's a fair few there. We have done a lot more than this. This is just an example of the ones that we have worked with. So you know, BBC, everyone knows the BBC, 20th Century Fox, Bernardo's, and of course we've got Pie Analysis, and I've said Creative Cow are the ones that we work with, and Flow. So yeah, a few of the ones that we have worked with, and I know Ideas Foundation is one of ours, where we get to help mentor our students, and Connor will talk to you a little bit more about that. So yeah, has anyone got any questions for me? For the time being?
Yeah, I think we'll do the questions at the end.
That's fine. I just thought if they had any questions at the moment, we could answer those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass you over to Connor now, who's going to take you through some of the student work that we've done and a little bit more about Pie Analysis. Connor, you're on mute.
Can you see me okay? I'm sharing my screen.
Yes.
Wonderful. So yeah, you've probably been hearing a lot about the Pie Analysis course and curious about what Pie Analysis is. What I'm going to do for you now is just play you a quick trailer. It's only 30 seconds long, and then I'll explain a little bit more about the course and who Pie Analysis are. Fantastic. So yes, Pi Analysis are a creative media company. They are based within Manchester at a facility known as the Sharp Project. The Sharp Project, to give you a mental image, is kind of like a huge airport hangar. Within this facility, there are shipping containers and kind of very hipster office-like places, the sort that you would imagine companies like Facebook or Twitter work within. And Pi Analysis have their own office based within that facility. They are actually well connected with influencers via Instagram. They have worked on skincare products as well as furniture store adverts. They collaborated with Auntie Joshua previously to promote kind of other skincare products. I am prohibited from saying the brands because there are contracts involved. However, a lot of our students have had successful work experience with Pi Analysis, and that's helped to create some rapport between the Manchester College and the company and create this merger course, which we're running this year, and we're very excited to deliver. So given the explanation that Yenk has offered you all about the units that we have on UAL, the first year will run exactly the same because we have that content that we must adhere to from the University of Arts London. And so the first 4 units of the Pi Analysis course that we're running will focus on what we term mini briefs. These briefs are given to us by Pi Analysis and the management team. And I will have regular conversations with their on-site videographer, Ramiro. So he makes most of the content for them. And so he will request the students on the course to create different media products. So some examples of that might be a photograph, which is heavily edited in order to promote a piece of content. It could be, as I say, the skincare products or furniture. You could be looking at making short adverts like the trailer you've just seen there, which range between 20 and 30 seconds. And the reason being for these type of mediums is because social media is such a huge force for our industry, the media industry. And Manchester is a huge hub for a lot of media content companies, all of which focus on internet online content. So that could be for fashion brands, it could be for coffee shops. The list is endless. So the briefs that you will be getting will be very current, and we hope that it will allow the students to have a great industry type experience whilst the tutors are there to mentor you and offer our own personal experience and advice from our years within industry. So it's it's very important for the first years on the course to learn what is expected of them within the industry, but they're also able to make mistakes and develop their own creative styles within that first year. The second year students will then be opened up to greater opportunities, and I have a list of some of those here. The first one I'd like to show you is the Ideas Foundation, who are a company that are based within London, and they offer a mentorship program with the Manchester College. I myself am the ambassador for the Sheena Simon campus with the Ideas Foundation. So what usually happens is a representative, who is known as Deborah, comes along and she will talk the students through a brief similar to the ones I was just talking about, and you will need to create some kind of content for the Ideas Foundation. What will then happen with that kind of content is it will either be some sort of personal portfolio or a kind of CV type video of yourself, which Deborah will then present to potential mentors from across the country within the media industry. Some of these mentors have been McCann Manchester. We've got Brown Bag Films and Mighty Giant, who are based in the Northern Quarter, which is just outside of Ancoats, for a reference point. And a lot of these students who are selected will either go for a day visit to McCann Manchester. This is their Cheshire headquarters, but they do have one within the city centre. The students will then meet with their mentor on a regular basis. This is usually over a fortnightly period on Wednesday afternoons. And given the current COVID circumstances, that will probably be on an online meeting, which will be via the Teams application, which you will be able to download for free once you join the course. This here is Deborah, the lady with glasses just stood in front of her presentation. So Deborah will meet with the students on a regular basis, come into our classrooms and kind of discuss the expectations of what is expected of students who are selected for mentorship programs. And the basic gist of this is a mentor will be from a very experienced company. It could be the BBC, it could be ITV, it could be their own company. And the students will therefore meet with them and discuss current projects they're working on in college or outside of college. The reason for this is, given the first year being the opportunity to develop your media skills and professionalism, the second year is a year where you're maturing and having a stronger focus on going towards university or directly into industry. So it's very important for you to try and network as successfully as possible. So that's a little bit about the Ideas Foundation, which is a persistent ongoing mentorship program for first years and second years. The next collaboration I'd like to show you is with Barnardo's. So we have a little link here which kind of explains the briefs that Barnardo's came and requested from us. In a nutshell, they were asking us to make content which promoted volunteering programs or any other kind of facility and resource that Barnardo's offers, which could be counselling, it could be financial support and guidance and advice. So some of the animation students at a separate campus made some animated designs for them. And the TV and film students made some of this content here. So I'm going to play you this video on the left. This is a students' collaboration. This was an all-female team who wanted to promote the facilities that Barnardo's offers to females. So it's only a couple of minutes long. So that was one of the videos that was by Piriasa. So Piriasa has gone on to direct some of her own short films since then, and actually promoting her work with the label that she's made some content for, Barnardo's, has also helped her with her confidence in interviews and collaborating with other team members. The piece on the right here is from a student called Joseph Kelly. So I'll play you this one.
I'm taking the penalty. Okay.
So yeah, quite powerful messages there delivered both non-verbally and verbally. Now the skills that have been implemented within that group project have been developed, over the course of 2 years. So we have seen great examples like that from first year students. However, this is more of an expectation for second year students, having had the first year to develop themselves and express themselves creatively. So some advice from myself, just having seen those, is don't expect your work to have to compete with past students' work. The media industry requires technology to constantly develop. And so what we've seen this year is a high influx with students making full-length feature documentaries and films via their iPhone or Android device, and implementing different types of phone technology, such as a phone tripod or a gimbal. And so the Bernardo's video you just watched was completely shot on iPhone, and the video prior to that was in the studio we have on our campus at Sheena Simon using the Canon DSLRs. Finally, what I'd like to, not finally, there is a student who you may have just seen as the actress in the Bernardo's piece. This is Jessica Candy. So Jessica, in her second year, applied for a competition which I had been given from Home MCR. They had an opportunity to select 12 candidates for the British film industry experience. So this would be a session per week and also at the weekend. So as Jessica's saying here, on Wednesdays and Saturdays, she would collaborate with a team of 12 others and members of the British film industry in order for her to develop her skills further. And there's a short film that they made based on the entire experience. And also there is a short clip here that I'd like to show.
Oh, sorry.
Sure.
Now it's recording.
Camera speed.
Scene 1, slate 35, take 1.
The BFI Film Academy is run by Home Cinema, and it's an opportunity for aspiring filmmakers to meet loads of people, make a film, edit it and showcase it.
It's such a great opportunity. I think it's so fun. All the people are really nice, and you have these people around you that know what they're doing and want to help you, so it's a really good environment.
So the first time we used that kit, it was like everyone was excited because we're working like big equipment. Like in college, you don't usually get that experience.
Our short film is about a killer granny and a crap detective who has absolutely no clue.
She murders through cupcakes and baking, and it's a whole lot of fun.
Actually being on set with the professional actors and with all the amazing equipment that we got to use was, really, really exciting.
It's my first time on a film set, and it's been really professional, but it's been really fun.
Even though people are really focused on what they're doing, we were still having fun.
I'm just mixing sound, so it's making sure the gain's not too high or not too low. Now I've done the academy, I think I want to go into post-production and sound.
Quite on set.
So normally when I film with my camera, you take the shot and that's it. But I found out that there's actually a process of making sure the team's quiet and every department is ready before filming.
I am first AD. I've got to help people and tell everyone to be quiet in a nice way.
Cut! Great. That was perfect, yeah.
I'd say my favourite role was probably directing, but I mean dying was pretty fun. But yeah, it's gone pretty smoothly actually. Through directing, a lot of it is working in cohesion with everyone. It's just been a really good experience.
That's the wrap.
Well, the full thing, 4 days are done.
We're now in post-production, and I find it really interesting to edit.
So far, I'm really enjoying the editing. The post-production's been really exciting because we get to look at what we did on set and we're getting to see it all come together.
Definitely should apply. It's really fun. You make lots of friends.
And it's been the best time ever.
Most
exciting experience you could possibly have if you're interested in film.
Everyone's really, really good fun. Like, I will be working with them again in the future, which is really nice.
Alone, you can't really accomplish much doing short films, and
It's just made me feel like a lot more open to the idea of sort of pursuing something in film.
can take me far.
Sound rolling.
Camera rolling.
Action.
So yeah, I hope that was enjoyable for you to see. The film itself, as I say, is available on YouTube, so that's under the title Mrs. Relic. And the student Jessica had been with us for 2 years. She developed, her own professionalism. She understood the expectations of the media industry, and so when it came to applying for such a bespoke competition, she was able to successfully win it, which we're very proud of. But also, there's a success story there where a student's gone on to, get a foot in the door within the media industry. It's a very reputable organisation, the British film industry, and so from that she's developed connections and will be working on more short films. Finally, outside of that, there's a competition that occurred at the Media City campus, the University of Salford, I should say, campus at Media City, which included some more of our students in the second year. This is Stoyan. Stoyan kind of applied as I'd offered the opportunity to a lot of the second year students, and he was only one of a few that went and really didn't know what to expect. He didn't really feel confident with himself, and just thought he would go for the learning experience. And after 3 days of collaborating with some more industry professionals and other students from different colleges, he actually won the competition, and as well as a couple of things that he got to help him film in future, he was offered a job as an editor. So yeah, just a few fantastic stories that I think are really good to promote and show that the course we run is a successful course. We have a lot of students that collaborate with one another on external projects as well as internal projects, and yeah, we really look forward to those of you who wish to join us in September. And if that's spurred on any questions, please just drop them in the Q&A section, and we'll get round to them at the end of this presentation. I'll be passing you back over to Yang now for a little bit more information that she has to share with you.
Apologies, it's muted. Oh my gosh, where's it gone? There we go. I'm hoping that's showing now. This is Connor and myself's webpage for you all. So I just wanted to take you through this webpage, because what we'll do is we'll share it with you, because we actually have a little task for all you beautiful bunch ready for us in September. So this is welcome to Creative Social Media, and have a nosy through it, of course. And we've put the video that Connor showed you earlier with the pie analysis, so you can have a nosy at that again, but go through the web page. But what I want to show you is where the actual tasks were, and also there's an animation design task, but we want you to go to the film and TV one. So to find it, it's the home page is here, and then go to film and TV, which is this part here. I'm hoping you can see it, and then click on task 1. So in terms of task 1, what we want you to do over the summer, keeping you entertained. We're not expecting you to film with cameras and what have you. Use your phone. I'm really not bothered how you do this, okay? But just note some ideas down. Even if you want to, you can get a Wix page set up as well. They're quite easy to set up. Layouts are all there for you. And it's relatively easy. Even if you get stuck on it, don't worry. Myself and Connor will leave our email addresses, so you can maybe send us a message. I know I'm terrible for one of those those teachers that check in on their emails over the summer and holidays. So by all means, if you do send an email because you're stuck, that's fine. So task 1 for you, lovely bunch, is creating an idea. So what we want you to do is to come up with an idea for a brand new film, any genre. I'm really not bothered, Connor's not bothered, whatever you really fancy, or challenge yourself. You know, if you really love romances but then want to change your ideas up, you may want to sort of like kind of make a hybrid of a horror romance. I'm not bothered, your choice entirely. Okay, so yeah, the idea is that we're going to release this film later on in the year. You get to choose the genre, you get to choose the scripts and the narrative, so you can do some script writing if you want to do that as well. But what we want you to do over this summer is create this film idea under the kind of theme of lockdown, because, you know, I appreciate that we are kind of slowly being released into the norm, as they say. So, but just be careful when you go film. If you go needing actors and what have you, just be careful, be aware of the 1 meter, 2 meter rule, and stay safe yourself. But what we want you to do is write a plot for this film. So it needs to have what we call the 3-act plot. So a setup, a confrontation and a resolution. So your setup will be introducing your characters, your location, the situation that might be happening. A confrontation, it could be, so if we're taking romance, for example, it could be that going for the norm, girl and boy, they have an argument because the girl finds out that the boy's moving to a different country, and that's their confrontation. And then what I want you to do is think of a resolution. That is just an idea. By all means, don't go with what I've just said. You can do whatever you want. Your ideas entirely. Okay, so that's what we want, a plot for the film. We also want characters. Okay, it could be that you have a single character all the way through this film. This is all about your imagination. So what we want from you is their characteristics. So it might be that they have blonde hair, green eyes. They could be an alien for all I care. Then pink skin or blue skin or multicolour changing skin. It could be they're a superhero. I'm really not fussed. Give me a backstory to it as well. Okay, it's all about your imagination. It's all got to be fun. I'm not expecting this to be serious. I just want you to have a bit of fun over this over the summer, but this is to show myself and Connor what you could come up with. So yeah, think about potential locations as well. How are you going to access them once you're filming? Because what we want you to do is create a small film trailer. I know we've asked you to think of a brand new film, but we want you to actually create the film trailer for it. So over this summer, we want you to be actually going out and possibly creating this trailer, and also thinking about the characters. And like I said, by all means, send me an email. I may not get to it straight away, but I will get back in touch with you, and Connor will do as well. One of us will anyway. So but yes, that's pretty much what we want for you for the first part of this task. And if you've got any questions, by all means pop it in the question and answer box, and we'll reply to you there. Or if you're not too sure, we'll put our emails across, so you can ask us questions over the summer or later on as well. But yeah, any questions, put them in Q&A. But yeah, that's pretty much what we want you to do, is think of a brand new film. Think of the sort of like how you're going to film it. Think of the setup, confrontation, resolution, characteristics, and the location of the film as well. Okay, right. I'm going to pass you on to Connor now, who's going to talk you through the next part of the task. You're on mute, Connor.
Sorry, I don't have that website that you have. I thought you were going to do tests.
Oh, do you want me to share that one then?
Yes, please.
Amy, sorry, causing trouble. We are in the background. We have our delightful Amy, who's our producer here. So hang on a minute, I'll share it and then we'll put Connor live to discuss. Oh, sorry. Hang on a minute. Stop sharing. Share. Apologies. Causing trouble, I am. Oh no, wrong one. This is really not going well. I really am sorry. I am very digital, by the way. I know how to do all this. Right, there we go. So I'm hoping that's shared. Connor, is that sharing?
I'm just sharing it now.
There we go.
Brilliant, thank you. So yeah, the aim we have with this task is that by the time you join us in September, you'll have had some independent experience with self-promotion and expressing your ideas in an online medium. So one of the questions that we've had in the Q&A panel has been, how do you intend to deliver this course in September? And a great deal of it will be online in this medium. So that will be Microsoft Teams, as it's a secure application. It has the security that we need for us to keep everyone safe and share our resources without being exposed to hacks and other potential threats. So what we would like you to do is think about the online presence you currently have. You may have a social media platform that is just for you and your friends, and you may have shared things on that which is acceptable between your social circle. However, if you don't have a professional social media account, what we advise is for you to consider an app that you're very comfortable with. Maybe it's an application that you've never tried before, such as Twitter or LinkedIn, and think about developing your professional image as a media creator. So once you actually have your pictures together, you've thought about the locations you want to film on, the characters that may be featured within that film, the narrative with the 3-act structure, the beginning, the middle and end. What we would like you to do is try and create some of that content without any experience or expectations. Don't belittle yourself or feel like no one's going to care about it, because really it's just something that we want you to practice with and then show and share with myself and Yeng or the other media tutors, so that we can give you some feedback. You can note down what it was that was a success and perhaps what it wasn't, what went well, what didn't go well, what you think you would improve on. And really the intention from that is so that you can have some experience with working on something that isn't being marked, but we can review and see where you are in terms of potential creativity wise, and therefore when we start the actual academic units, you'll have some experience rather than coming into it completely fresh and really anxious about what it is you want to create. So yeah, hopefully I've answered the questions that I have managed to see in the Q&A. I do believe we're going to have some time now for the Q&A for both me and Yeng to answer. Is that right, Amy?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you guys so much for that. That was brilliant. So we've been, like you say, Connor, there's been lots of questions which have come through. So we'll start with one of the questions, which is, will I have one of multiple teachers throughout the course? Not sure who wants to answer that one.
Connor, do you want to answer that one, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I can answer that.
Go on then.
So one of multiple tutors. So my assumption from that question is, will you have the opportunity to work with different tutors and maybe gain a variety of different experiences and knowledge? And the answer is yes. The ideal situation is that one tutor will be a lead on a course, and all that means is you'll spend a majority of your timetabled hours with that tutor. They will be the lead marker, and there will be a second tutor who will fill in some of the extra hours on the timetable and may have a different skill set. The two tutors that you'll probably have, if not just one tutor, will be with you for the academic year. And then in the second year, it is more than likely that the lead tutor on that course will carry on through with you to the second year, as they've they've come to know you, they've built rapport, and they know how far to push the kind of content creation in the second year. However, you may have separate tutors in the second year, but that would become a little bit more clearer once you'd completed your first year, or whatever circumstances arise. So yes, in short, you will have more than one tutor available to you on the campus, and you can email us, you can reach out to us, you can always speak to us for advice.
That's great, thank you. Got another question here. What type of support can I get at college? Guessing what they mean with their course that they're doing with you guys.
Okay.
I'll hand that one to Yang.
So in terms of support, I think what's quite nice, and having taught for the last 12 years as well in different various colleges, I think what's nice is that we're not just teachers, we also support you, sort of like kind of see it as our door is always open. That's what we always say. You can come to us and you can discuss what's going on with your college work. If you have issues going on with friends, family, whatever, we will direct you in the right places. So it could be counselling, it could be that you just need to have a chat to ourselves and offload. You get that support as well. If it is the case that you need additional support for dyslexia, dyspraxia, autism, anyway, in terms of that way to support you in terms of your learning, we can support you that way as well. We have a great student support service that we can obviously direct you to, and they will also help you. You'll have someone who will be an assistant that will support you as well. But generally speaking, you see us a lot more than anyone else. We end up being, I've been called college mum over the years because that's how I am, because at the end of the day I see you guys a lot more than my own family, and so therefore you may end up coming to myself and Connor and offloading or asking for that support, how to get to uni, how to I don't know, anything, travel. We've also got a great department in terms of dealing with student support and the travel side of things as well. And we've also got our what we call an AT, so an achievement tutor. So if it's the case that you don't want to come talk to me and Connor, you can go talk to your achievement tutor as well, and they will help guide you in terms of what you need support wise. So yeah, we're always there for you, because at the end of the day, you're not just here to pass a qualification with us, we're here to get you into whatever you want to do in the future. But yeah, that's what I would say in terms of that answer, in terms of support. But yeah.
That's great, thank you. And that's really reassuring for students who are listening as well. So there's a couple of questions here about the actual course. So somebody's asked, are there any exams on the course? And then what can I do after the course?
I'll answer that one if you want, Connor. Yeah, okay. So are there any exams? No, hurrah! The nice thing is with UAL is it's all coursework. There is no exams. The only exam that I would say that you would need to take is under circumstances, if you had to retake your English or your maths, then they're the only exams that you would have to retake. And I will always say maths and English, always important, because universities want it if you decide to go to universities. Apprenticeships tend to want them. So we'll always make sure that you've got that level 4 or C grade at GCSE. But in terms of the actual media production, digital content course, and all our other courses under UAL, no exams. It's Unit 8 in level 2 and Unit 8 in year 1 of the level 3, and then Year 2, Unit 13. They're your final summative units that will get you your pass merit distinction grade. So that's it, is that you've got to pass all the other units to get to that unit, but it's that unit that will get you that final grade. Okay. Sorry, Amy, what was the other question? Got to remember that.
The other question was, what can I do after the course?
Okay, so as Connor has already gone through some of it as well, you could go into university, you could go into industry. I've had students who have previous students from college, because I've joined in the middle of lockdown, okay, so completely new to TMC, but in terms of students that I know, and Connor's taught as well, you can go into the industry on junior roles, you could go in as an internship. And it's massive, the industry is. It's so huge, media. You might not think it, and you might just think it's film and TV. But you know, when you pick up your phone, what's the first thing you do? Usually, apologies if you don't, some of you might just switch off your alarms. But most of you, at your age, and I'm generalising here, so tell me off when you see me in September by all means. Most of you will pick up your phone and go to social media, but all that content that's all on your phone is produced by people in the media industry. So it's the sound, it's the visuals, motion graphics. So even if you see sort of like special effects or any video that has text that comes up, but it's not really like real life moving image, that's still produced by someone in the media industry. So job-wise, it's huge. And you could be a journalist, you could be a producer, editor. I'm reeling off all the normal ones here, but it is massive because you've got people who need to do the research side, the lighting side, sound production. It's huge. But yeah, you can go to uni, you can go into the industry, because it is nice. We are teaching those industry skills, and I'm sure Connor will back me up on this one as well, that you know, those skills that you're going to be picking up from the guys at Pi Analysis, they will be teaching you everything that you need to know as well. And so therefore your portfolio is going to be amazing when you finish with us to get into the industry or get into the universities that you want to be getting into. But yeah, that's my answer to that one.
There was a couple of questions actually which you've just answered really. Somebody's asked, are there good job opportunities after doing a course like this? Which I think you've just answered that with really, you know, mentioning everything that you can do sort of after you've done one of these courses. Then again, somebody's asked, do I have to go to university after studying this course? So I think again,
no, not really. If you don't want to be going to uni, because I get it, everyone thinks that you might get into debt, but this is student loans and what have you is something else that we will discuss with you. If you do want to go to uni but you're worried about that student debt, please don't worry about that, because we will discuss all of those side of things as well. Don't worry, we're not just your teachers that leave you to it and get on with it. We do discuss all these side of things. Unit 12 in the second year is made, Unit 11 sorry, is made for making you fabulous for when you leave us. So it is a brilliant course, and I'm not saying this just to sell this, but if I could do this course when I was at your age, I would have loved to do it rather than A-levels. So, but that's my opinion, sorry, about A-levels and what have you. I would have loved to do this course because the industry experience that you get is huge. But yes.
That's great, thank you. Somebody else has asked, what do I do if I don't get the right GCSE grades to get on the course?
Do you want to answer that one, Connor?
Sure.
Focus on waffling loads.
Give me something. So we do offer the level 2 course. So the level 2 is a shorter 1 year kind of crash course into the UAL content and curriculum, and that will allow students to have external courses at the same time to match their timetable and be on campus. So you will do media, you would also do whatever maths or English resit you would need to do. So yeah, the opportunity is there for you to do a level 2 for 1 year, and then after that you may decide, okay, I've had some experience with creative media, now I'd like to transfer that into animation. It may be actually, now that I've tried that for a year, it's something that I will practice as a hobby and then try something else as a career path. We have students, you know, spend that 12 months finding themselves what it is that is actually driving them, and whether or not they would like to continue on to the level 3. I have just posted in the chat as well a link to the UAL site, where you'll see a comparison between the level 3 1 year diploma and the level 3 2 year extended diploma and the value of those UCAS points.
That's brilliant, thank you so much. I think because you've been brilliant on the Q&A session, I think that all those questions have now been answered, which everybody can actually see in the published section. You'll all be able to see everybody's questions that have been asked and all of the answers that are there as well. So just wanted to say thank you guys, it's been absolutely brilliant, the session's been great, and I hope everybody's got a lot out of it this afternoon. As Yang said before, we do have another session at 3:30 this afternoon, which is our game graphics and animation session. So you can book onto, if you go onto the TMC website, you can go onto Couch to College and you can book your session at 3:30 this afternoon. We've got a lot of sessions for the rest of this week, and then also next week we've got a lot about sort of student experience, how you can join the Duke of Edinburgh, and also sort of how to enrol and making applications. So thank you again to Connor and to Yang, and we hope you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.